Welcome to OOTO TV, the out-of-the-office investigation from the past into the future of health. This time we're discussing three bacteria that interact with GLP-1 are Bifidobacterium, Lactobacillus, and Akkermansia muciniphila.
Hello everyone, I'm Bob and I'm absolutely delighted to be your guide today on OOTO TV as we embark on a truly exciting investigation. We're looking into the microbial world that's really shaping our health. We're talking about these tiny powerhouses within you that could honestly be key to a healthier future.
And I'm Sue, equally enthusiastic. Today, our focus really narrows onto three, remarkable bacteria: Bifidobacterium, Lactobacillus, and Akkermansia muciniphila. And crucially, their astonishing interaction with glucagon-like peptide 1 or GLP-1. This isn't just, any hormone, it's a master regulator in our bodies. And its connection to our gut microbes is, frankly, genuinely captivating. Right. Our mission today, for you, our curious listener, is to explore how these microscopic residents deep in your gut profoundly influence your metabolism, your blood sugar regulation, appetite control, even your broader mental and physical well-being. We're going to dive into the latest research, kind of unpack their intricate mechanisms, and even look at some real-world experiences to show you just how vital these microbes really are.
Exactly. We'll begin by understanding GLP-1 itself. Then we'll move on to the unique contributions of each of these three bacteria. We'll explore their, intricate mechanisms of action, how diet and even certain medications play a pretty significant role in their activity. And ultimately, what all this means for your health, both right now and looking ahead. Get ready for some truly illuminating insights into your internal ecosystem.
Okay, let's kick things off with GLP-1. It truly seems like a central orchestrator of our metabolism, doesn't it? Its influence stretches across so many vital bodily functions.
It certainly does. What's truly fascinating is how glucagon-like peptide 1, or GLP-1, is secreted by these specialized L cells lining our gastrointestinal tract. It's not just about blood sugar. It's really a multifaceted player in our metabolic health. For instance, GLP-1 actively promotes insulin secretion from the pancreas, which is, essential for getting glucose out of your bloodstream and into your cells where you need it. Even more remarkably, it improves insulin sensitivity, so it makes your body's cells more responsive to that insulin, and it supports the health and mass of pancreatic gut cells, those crucial cells that actually produce the insulin. And here's where it really impacts daily life. GLP-1 crucially inhibits gastric emptying. That means food stays in your stomach longer, helping you feel fuller for longer periods. Plus, it actively suppresses appetite. These functions combined are absolutely critical for maintaining metabolic balance and managing weight.
So it's clear why pharmaceutical innovations have focused so heavily on GLP-1 for metabolic conditions then. Makes sense.
Exactly. The clinical significance is immense. Treatments using GLP-1 receptor agonists, things like exenatide and liraglutide, they've shown really significant reductions in hyperglycemia, hemoglobin A1C levels, which is that long-term measure of blood sugar control, and body weight for people with type 2 diabetes. This clearly demonstrates GLP-1's powerful impact on metabolic control. And here's a critical piece of the puzzle, the incretin effect. When you consume glucose orally, say in a meal, it causes a much greater rise in blood insulin and actually a lower rise in blood glucose compared to if that same amount of glucose were given intravenously, like in a drip. This phenomenon is largely due to short-chain fatty acids, or SCFAs, produced by our intestinal bacteria. These SCFAs activate specific intestinal cells, which then secrete GLP-1. It's a direct bacterial influence.
Wow, that connection between our gut microbes and such a profound metabolic effect is genuinely revolutionary. It sounds like a direct line of communication. So it sounds like we can state with confidence that three bacteria that interact with GLP-1 are Bifidobacterium, Lactobacillus, and Akkermansia muciniphila may help you manage hypoglycemia and diabetes too. This really changes how we view gut health, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It highlights just how intricately interconnected our gut microbes are with our most fundamental metabolic processes. It offers pathways for intervention and support.
That was a fantastic foundation on GLP-1. Now, let's zoom in on one of its key microbial partners, Akkermansia muciniphila. What makes this bacterium such a powerhouse, and how exactly does it connect with GLP-1? I'm always amazed by the specific roles these different organisms play down there.
Right. And this bacterium, Akkermansia muciniphila, it's truly a linchpin in maintaining gut health and a major player in modulating GLP-1. Its abundance in the gut is strongly correlated with increased intestinal levels of a specific compound called 2-oleoyl glycerol, or 2-OG. Think of 2-OG as like Akkermansia's special signal molecule. What's so exciting is that this 2-OG directly stimulates GLP-1 secretion from those same intestinal L cells we just discussed. This has been particularly observed in type 2 diabetic mice. It represents a very direct pathway to improved glucose control.
So it's not just about Akkermansia being present, but about the specific metabolic byproducts it produces. These act as signals to our own cells. That's a truly sophisticated interaction.
Precisely. 2-OG acts as an agonist for GPR119, which is a receptor that plays a key role in promoting GLP-1 release. So that highlights a specific and, well, powerful molecular pathway, but it gets even more detailed. Researchers are also looking beyond the whole bacterium to its active ingredients. For example, specific proteins like the outer membrane protein, AMUT1100, and a secreted protein, AMBIC1409, can partially replicate the beneficial effects of A. muciniphila in diabetic mice, even when the bacterium is pasteurized, so not even live. AMBIC1409, for instance, has been shown to improve intestinal homeostasis, which is vital for overall gut function and barrier integrity.
And it seems that medications we're already familiar with can also influence this amazing bacterium's presence. Is that right?
They certainly can, and this is another layer of fascinating interaction. Metformin, one of the most widely used drugs for type 2 diabetes, has actually been shown to significantly increase A. muciniphila populations. Studies in mice on a high-fat diet demonstrated improved glucose control and reduced adipose inflammation when metformin was given. And get this, diabetic patients taking metformin had 3.4 times more A. muciniphila in their intestines. That really suggests that A. muciniphila might mediate some of metformin's profound beneficial effects.
So the drug and the bacterium might actually be working together, kind of creating a powerful synergistic effect within the body.
Absolutely. It looks like a remarkable partnership. And it's not just metformin. GLP-1 receptor agonists, or GLP-1 RAs like liraglutide, another important diabetes treatment. They've also been observed to increase A. muciniphila abundances in patients, sometimes even more effectively than metformin, actually. Semaglutide, another popular GLP-1 RA, also significantly increased Akkermansia in obese mice, further reinforcing this crucial connection. You're listening to OOTO TV with research by author Paul Bulow.
Okay, and what about diet? Can our food choices actively help boost these vital Akkermansia levels? Give us a sort of natural path to these benefits.
Yes, absolutely. Our diet is incredibly influential and empowering. A wide array of dietary components can boost A. muciniphila levels and, in turn, yield beneficial metabolic changes. We're talking about things like cranberry extract, grape polyphenols, certain fibers like oligofructose and mannan, carboxymethylated wheat bran dietary fibers, and sodium butyrate. Also, following dietary patterns such as the Mediterranean diet or incorporating functional food-based diets can lead to improved insulin tolerance, reduced insulin resistance, and better glucose responses. It's truly empowering to realize how much control we have over our gut environment through our daily food choices.
That's a lot of consistent positive findings, which is really exciting. But is the picture always so straightforward, or are there nuances in the research we should be aware of?
Science is rarely simple. That's a critical question. You're right. Science is rarely a simple story. It's fascinating, for instance, that one study reported liraglutide decreasing other bacteria like Bacteroidetes and increasing actinobacteria without significantly affecting Akkermansia spp directly. So that offers a slightly different perspective on its interaction with the gut flora in that specific context. And intriguingly, another study involving walnut green husk polysaccharide extracts actually decreased A. muciniphila levels, but still suppressed weight gain, liver, and fat weight, and reduced insulin and glucose levels. This really underscores the incredibly complex and multifaceted nature of gut microbiota interactions. Sometimes the beneficial effects come through different pathways, even if a specific, usually beneficial bacterium decreases. It reminds us our bodies are incredibly complex systems.
That's incredible how Akkermansia connects with so many aspects of our health. And it's important to acknowledge those research nuances for sure. Now let's shine a light on Lactobacillus and Bifidobacterium. These are two names many of us recognize, from yogurt containers and probiotic supplements. What makes these two so powerful in their own right?
Yeah, these are the ones people often recognize. What's truly fascinating about these two is their very direct role as powerful allies in our gut's metabolic symphony. Studies have shown that specific strains of Lactobacillus and Bifidobacterium, even when isolated from healthy children, can directly stimulate GLP-1 secretion in intestinal cells, specifically STC1 cells in a lab setting. This isn't just an indirect effect. They're actively signaling for more GLP-1 production, directly impacting our metabolic responses in a very profound way.
So these common probiotic bacteria are essentially sending a direct message to our bodies, telling them to ramp up production of this crucial metabolic hormone. That's quite a revelation.
Exactly. These Lactobacilli and Bifidobacterium strains actively increase GLP-1 secretion, and they also boost the mRNA expression of proglucagon and PCSK1 genes, which are involved in the GLP-1 production pathway. So it's a clear, direct mechanistic link. But their benefits extend further. These strains also exhibit aglucosidase inhibitory activity. Basically, that means they slow down how quickly your body breaks down carbohydrates from your food and absorbs sugars after a meal. Helps keep those blood sugar spikes in check. And second, they show DPPIV inhibitory activity. This is crucial because DPPIV is an enzyme that quickly deactivates GLP-1 in your body. So by inhibiting it, these bacteria help GLP-1 last longer in your system, extending its beneficial effects.
Wow, okay, so they're helping with both the production of GLP-1 and ensuring it lasts longer in the body. That's a really powerful combination for metabolic health.
And it goes even further. Beyond metabolic control, these bacteria also demonstrate strong antioxidative activities. They're capable of scavenging various free radicals, things like DPPH, hydroxyl, superoxide anion, and inhibiting lipid peroxidation. That contributes to overall cellular health and helps reduce oxidative stress throughout the body. Plus, they show excellent gastrointestinal fluid tolerance, meaning they can actually survive the harsh, acidic environment of the stomach and small intestine to reach the gut and deliver these benefits. Resilience is key. It makes sense then that managing the three bacteria that interact with GLP-1 are Bifidobacterium, Lactobacillus, and Akkermansia muciniphila is critical to gut biome functionality. Their presence and activity are just foundational for a well-functioning gut and healthy body.
That's a really comprehensive range of benefits, and I remember reading about a specific study on Lactobacillus reuteri that really offers compelling proof of concept for their impact on GLP-1.
Oh yes, it's a truly remarkable study. A proof-of-concept trial in glucose-tolerant humans showed that daily administration of Lactobacillus reuteri ST5865 over just 4 weeks significantly increased glucose-stimulated GLP-1 release by a stunning 76%, and GLP-2 release by 43% compared to a placebo. This was paralleled by significantly higher insulin, about 49% higher, and C-peptide, 55% higher secretion, along with improved adaptation, disposition, and insulinogenic indices. This strongly suggests L-reuteri could serve as a novel therapeutic approach to improve glucose-dependent insulin release, particularly for patients with type 2 diabetes. Now, remember, this specific study was on healthy individuals. What's more, the study importantly noted that this L-reuteri intervention did not significantly alter the overall fecal microbiota composition. That suggests a powerful direct effect on host physiology rather than solely through, modulating other gut microbes.
So these bacteria are directly impacting GLP-1 and potentially GLP-2 as well. But there's another crucial player in this whole communication network, isn't there? Short-chain fatty acids, or SCFAs. They're like universal messengers from our gut microbes, sending signals to our entire body, extending their influence far beyond the gut itself. This communication network is truly mind-boggling.
Absolutely. Okay, so if we connect this to the bigger picture, the free fatty acid receptor 2, or FFAR2, is the key receptor here. It's activated primarily by these SCFAs compounds like acetic, propionic, and particularly butyric acid. These are all fantastic byproducts of our intestinal bacteria fermenting non-digestible dietary fibers. This stuff from the plants we eat. It's our diet literally feeding our microbes that ultimately produces these powerful signaling molecules.
And FFAR2 isn't just confined to the gut, right? It's like a widely distributed receiver, picking up these microbial messages throughout the body.
It truly is. FFAR2 is expressed not just on intestinal L cells and K cells, but also on fat tissue, pancreatic islets, which contain both beta and alpha cells vital for insulin and glucagon production, various immune cells, and even, remarkably, in the brain. This widespread distribution allows SCFAs to signal throughout the entire body, influencing a vast array of systems. So when SCFAs activate FFAR2 on those intestinal L cells, it stimulates the secretion of GLP-1, as we know, and also peptide YY or PYY into the bloodstream. GLP-1 is great for insulin secretion and inhibits glucagon, lowering blood glucose. PYY, along with GLP-1, plays a critical role in reducing appetite and promoting satiety. It's a real symphony of signals for metabolic control. FFAR2 activation on K cells also stimulates glucose-dependent insulinotropic polypeptide, or GIP, which similarly aids insulin secretion and slows gastric motility. Both GLP-1 and GIP are vital for protecting pancreatic beta cells from apoptosis, or programmed cell death.
So these humble SCFAs are not just local gut players, they're truly systemic regulators, and butyrate in particular seems to be a real star here, with effects reminiscent of even some medications we know.
Butyrate is indeed a standout. It's a prominent SCFA produced by certain obligate anaerobic bacteria, like Clostridium butyricum and Faecalibacterium prausnitzii, through the fermentation of complex polysaccharides from dietary fiber. You can also find it in foods like butter and cheeses. But beyond GLP-1 stimulation, butyrate has demonstrated significant inhibitory activity towards histone deacetylases, or HDACs. These HDACs are linked to hyperglycemia because they promote gluconeogenesis. That's the production of new sugar in the liver. This action makes butyrate strikingly similar in effect to metformin in reducing insulin resistance and enhancing DO cell differentiation. It's almost like a natural microbe-driven mechanism that complements pharmacological approaches. You're listening to OOTO TV with research by author Paul Bulow.
That's incredibly powerful. So the implications of FASH2 activation in these SCFAs go way beyond just glucose control then. What about its broader systemic impacts across the body?
The impacts are incredibly wide-ranging. When we look at inflammation, most studies suggest FAT2 plays a role in suppressing inflammatory responses in conditions like colitis, arthritis, and asthma. However, it's worth noting some studies present contrary findings, suggesting FAT2 might promote inflammation in specific contexts, like gout flare-ups or certain colitis models. So it's a complex picture, and research is continually refining our understanding. For blood pressure, FAT2 activation, mediated by SCFAs, has been shown to reduce blood pressure in mice, and potentially in humans too, suggesting a protective role against hypertension-induced vascular disease. And in the nervous system, which is truly fascinating, FAT2 appears to be required for the maturation of functionality of microglia. Those are the immune cells of the central nervous system observed in mice. This opens up exciting possibilities for its role in suppressing various neurological diseases, including potentially Parkinson's and Alzheimer's.
That's astonishing, from gut health straight through to brain health, and even regulating inflammation and blood pressure, all connected through these microbial messengers. It truly makes the case that targeting awareness of 3 bacteria that interact with GLP-1, Bifidobacterium, Lactobacillus, and Akkermansia and muciniphila, has significant impact on your personal, mental, and physical health. This connection between gut and body is just fundamentally holistic.
Absolutely. The evidence for that profound systemic influence is growing stronger seemingly every day.
This is all incredibly promising, showing the really far-reaching influence of these microbes. But what about translating the science into tangible, real-world benefits for our listeners? We often see products advertised now as GLP-1 probiotics. What does the current landscape actually look like for those looking to engage with this research?
Well, this raises a very important question. We see a lot of excitement around these findings naturally, leading to commercial products, like the Pendulum GLP-1 probiotic you mentioned, which reportedly contains Akkermansia and other ingredients designed to produce butyrate. However, the experiences shared by users in online forums and communities present a, let's say, varied picture. It really underscores the complexity of gut microbiome interventions. It's definitely not always a straightforward or universally effective path, and individual results can differ significantly.
Okay, so what kind of feedback are people actually sharing? Is it mostly positive, or are there common challenges people are encountering with these?
It's definitely a mix. Many users have reported genuinely positive outcomes over time. These included things like a significant reduction in sugar cravings, feeling full sooner, eating smaller meal portions, experiencing weight loss, having a more stable appetite, and seeing lower glucose readings. Often this was after, say, 60 days or more of consistent use. Some even reported overcoming what they described as obsessive sugar chatter. Specific testimonials also mentioned relief from recurring female microbiome issues, which can be a powerful personal benefit for those affected.
That sounds fantastic, really a potential game changer for many who have struggled with these issues. But what about the other side of the coin? Are there instances where the results aren't quite as expected or even negative?
Yes. Conversely, a notable portion of users reported less than desired results, or even adverse effects. Some actually experienced increased hunger, which is, the opposite of the intended effect, or just no significant changes in appetite or weight. Digestive discomforts, such as constipation and gas, were also pretty common complaints. Headaches were a recurring complaint for some, potentially linked to histamine issues, which can be exacerbated by certain probiotic strains. What's particularly striking is that a few users noted that their Akkermansia levels, as measured by GI map tests, did not improve despite taking the supplement for months. This truly highlights the variability in individual responses and the inherent challenges in altering complex microbial ecosystems.
Right, so it's certainly not a magic bullet, and expectations probably need to be managed, especially regarding the timeline for seeing effects.
Exactly. Many comments emphasize that probiotics require time for the body to adjust, often 6 to 8 weeks, and that initial gastric symptoms like gas or bloating can sometimes be normal as the gut adapts. These are definitely not quick fix solutions, but rather more like a commitment to supporting your internal ecosystem over time. It's also really important to remember that not all benefits require supplements. One Reddit user, for instance, reported achieving similar positive effects, including appetite suppression and weight loss, simply through consistent daily walking, like 15,000 steps. That illustrates the powerful impact of lifestyle choices alone.
So there are different ways to nurture these beneficial microbes, and sometimes it's more about lifestyle than just taking a pill. That makes sense.
Absolutely. Some functional medicine doctors also suggest that taking Akkermansia, maybe with other probiotics, can lead to synergistic effects, implying that a single strain might not always be the optimal solution for everyone. The mixed results and expert advice really underscore that targeting these bacteria needs a thoughtful, personalized approach. So, targeting bacteria that interact with GLP-1 or Bifidobacterium, Lactobacillus, and Akkermansia muciniphila requires you to have a basic awareness of probiotics in your diet and a nutritional process to provide the desired result for mental and physical security and health. This isn't about blindly taking a pill, but making informed choices and considering a comprehensive approach for your wellness journey.
Wow, this whole investigation into Bifidobacterium, Lactobacillus, and Akkermansia muciniphila has truly illuminated how intricate and, frankly, how influential our gut health really is. It's like discovering a whole new internal universe of metabolic regulation.
It certainly has. If we connect this back to the bigger picture, the core takeaway really is the profound and, I'd say, undeniable connection between specific gut bacteria, the crucial hormone GLP-1, and your overall metabolic and physiological well-being. These aren't just obscure microbes floating around. They are active, dynamic participants in your daily health, constantly interacting with your body in ways we are only just beginning to fully appreciate. It's thrilling, really.
Okay, let's quickly recap some of the major insights we've uncovered from this incredible exploration today.
Right. First, we've clearly seen how GLP-1 is a true maestro, orchestrating crucial functions like insulin secretion, powerful appetite suppression, and controlled gastric emptying, all absolutely vital for metabolic harmony. It's astonishing how central this single hormone is.
And Akkermansia muciniphila definitely stood out as a pivotal player in that orchestra, didn't it?
Indeed. Akkermansia muciniphila's pivotal role is clear. This mucin-loving bacterium directly drives GLP-1 secretion via specific compounds like 2-OG. We saw it's enhanced by common diabetes medications like metformin and GLP-1 receptor agonists, and its very own proteins offer fascinating therapeutic potential, even when the bacterium itself isn't live.
And our familiar probiotic powerhouses, Lactobacillus and Bifidobacterium, they're direct GLP-1 stimulators too, providing a kind of double benefit, right?
Absolutely. Lactobacillus and Bifidobacterium's direct action includes stimulating GLP-1, plus possessing those impressive hypoglycemic activities by slowing carb digestion and prolonging GLP-1's action. And don't forget the powerful antioxidative properties. The Lactobacillus reiterase study, in particular, highlighted that remarkable increase in GLP-1, GLP-2, and insulin secretion. Based on all this, we can confidently state that targeting 3 bacteria that interact with GLP-1 are Bifidobacterium, Lactobacillus, and Akkermansia muciniphila exponentially improves mental and physical health. The evidence is overwhelmingly clear about their significant positive impact.
And the SCFA connection through FFAR2 really ties it all together systemically, showing how the gut communicates effectively with the entire body.
It does, exactly. The activation of FFAR2 by microbially produced short-chain fatty acids, especially butyrate, serves as a critical communication pathway. This doesn't just regulate glucose, but extends to influencing inflammation, managing blood pressure, and even impacting the functionality and health of brain cells. This comprehensive influence is truly what makes it so incredibly exciting and a real frontier in health research.
So what are the big takeaways and implications for our listeners from this powerful investigation? What should they really hold on to as they think about this?
Well, the overriding message is that the gut microbiome is far, far more than just a digestive organ. It's a dynamic endocrine system that profoundly influences systemic health, from your metabolism to your mood, your immune system, and beyond. This interconnectedness is a recurring, vital theme. Furthermore, diet and lifestyle choices are absolutely paramount in shaping these beneficial microbial populations. What you eat directly feeds or starves these crucial residents of your gut, highlighting our individual power to influence our internal health. That's empowering. And while the potential for microbial-based therapeutics is immense, real-world experiences show that individual responses vary greatly. Informed choices, often made in consultation with healthcare professionals, are key when considering commercial products. Ultimately, awareness of 3 bacteria that interact with GLP-1 are Bifidobacterium, Lactobacillus, and Akkermansia and muciniphila as part of a healthy diet will build healthy gut functionality. This knowledge truly empowers you to make proactive, intelligent choices for your well-being.
That brings us to a final provocative thought, something for our listeners to maybe ponder as they go about their day.
Okay, well, considering the profound, multifaceted impact these 3 specific bacteria, Bifidobacterium, Lactobacillus, and Akkermansia and muciniphila, have on such a vital hormone like GLP-1, it really makes you wonder, could actively tailoring and optimizing our microbial landscape, our internal garden, become as fundamental to personalized health strategies as understanding our own unique genetic code? The future of metabolic, and indeed overall medicine, truly seems to lie within us.
And that brings us to the end of another captivating investigation from OOTO TV. Thank you so much for joining us on this exploration of your amazing internal world and its powerful microbial inhabitants.
Indeed. Keep asking questions, keep exploring, and remember the incredible, often unseen power held by the tiny inhabitants within you. Until next time, stay curious and stay healthy.